Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. Doubling back for a comparison today of the Vomero Standard with the Pegasus Premium. Nike's dropping a lot of interesting shoes recently, and if you're interested in joining the discussion on interesting shoes and getting access to the latest drops, which you might not be able to access from the manufacturers themselves because shoes like the Pegasus Premium sell out almost instantly, make sure you're on the Supball app. That's how I got my pair of Peg Premiums here. We list shoes. It's a community. We list shoes that don't work for us. Lots of people listed their Evo SLs when they're hard to find. People are selling S4 Plus if you can't get them because you're not in Japan. That's how I got my pair. It's the best place to be if you're interested in running shoes, running culture, and being part of the best dang hobby jogger community out there. Plus, we have discount codes. I'm about to film a video for Instagram on the 5 best deals, so you could get a shoe like the Nike Invincible 3, still the only 100% ZoomX shoe from Nike. You could get this for 10% off of the sale price on Running Warehouse with our discount code. So make sure you're on the Supball app. Link is in the description below. Enjoy today's video. Another beautiful Saturday. I just finished my morning run here in the Vomero 18. That's now 20 miles in the last 2 days. 4-mile recovery run with the stroller over there. Roni's sleeping in there. 7:37 pace, 31 minutes, 47 seconds. Now, I just did the first run review of this yesterday, and I don't usually double back the next day unless I love a shoe or there's a ton of interest in seeing a specific comparison. This is more of a PSA. I really want to compare these two because on paper and from the outside, they look so similar in terms of the materials. You can even see here, right? This is the Nike Pegasus Premium. You have the ZoomX on top, ReactX on the bottom. If you look at the Vomero 18, it has the same design right here. ZoomX on the top, ReactX on the bottom. That's actually not how it's set up, but it appears that way, right? And you see massive ZoomX stamped on the side, making you think that there's a huge chunk of race foam in the middle here. And then the Pegasus Premium, you have the massive AirPod, which is not a facade like the ZoomX is in the Vomero 18. But again, a big piece of high technology running performance gear in the midsole. So I'm going to do a comparison of these two, more of a PSA to highlight the differences because these are very, very different shoes. Let's get into it, starting with top to bottom. Both of these are cushioned everyday running shoes. Pegasus Premium is $200. Vomero 18 is $150. Now, they both have crazy technology in the midsole, but biggest difference here is the Pegasus Premium has this gigantic air unit in the heel, and that informs the ride a lot. Vomero 18, on the other hand, this is mostly ReactX, and this is why I wanted to do this comparison today. After running 20 miles in it in the past 2 days, I can tell you this does not feel like a ZoomX shoe. ZoomX is Nike's soft race foam compound, at least it is in the Vaporfly. This is not a soft shoe whatsoever. Now, a lot of people when the Pegasus Premium came out leveled some accusations at it, that this is a lifestyle shoe. This was a heavy shoe. This wasn't designed for running. This was only a shoe that you would wear for casual use. That was not my experience with it. I ran 100 miles in it in 1 week. It was brutal, not because of the shoe, but because I decided to do that myself. 100 miles a week in this, and it was great. It was bouncy. It was soft. It was fun. This has a lot of the elements that I look for in these super max stack shoes, these shoes that have that $200 plus price point. This warrants that because it offers a different experience. The Vomero 18, on the other hand, this is a very normal feeling shoe. And again, if you think about how the midsole is designed here, it's misleading because they stamp ZoomX huge right here. So you think that it's a massive slab of ZoomX. It's not. It's mostly ReactX in terms of the feel. I'll put up a graphic of where the ZoomX actually is in this thing, but out here on the run, you're not getting a lot of that soft squish. It is not a soft shoe at all. It feels like a rebadged Infinity Run with a little ZoomX in there. It's much firmer than the Vomero 17. It's also much more protective and also much more padded, and they've widened out the toe box, but it does not feel like an Invincible, and it does not even feel like the Pegasus Premium. So if you're looking for something new and fun and funky, that would be the Pegasus Premium. If you want something that's straight up traditional, good for walking, that would be the Vomero 18. This one feels like the lifestyle shoe to me. Now, in terms of other key differences here, upper, the Vomero has a much more cushioned and padded upper. You can even see this tongue is super thick. If you look at the Pegasus Premium's upper, it's way thinner. You can see right through to the insole. It's very breathable. I did a treadmill marathon in this thing, and it was perfect in terms of the upper fit. I wouldn't recommend doing a marathon in this because of the stability, and the new Vomero 18 is going to be the much stable one. You could also see that it's wider here. It has a wider base out in the back, but the upper is really breathable, and it's a much thinner material. Upper on the Vomero is more comfort oriented. It feels more basic, but both of these do have a really nice fit. The Vomero is a touch wider. You can even see in the front, the Pegasus Premium more aggressively tapers and has that triangle feel, but both of these are comfortable shoes. Now, I just got the scale because I want to do a weigh-in here, but before we do that, let me show you a diagram of where the Vomero 18 actually has the ZoomX, because people are getting super confused. And when I was pushing this in, people were saying, that's ReactX. Yeah, that's the point. It's the shoe, that's the point I was trying to make. The shoe is mostly ReactX, and it is a very firm ride. I'm trying to find the diagram online. They usually have the exploded side view. Let me see. Man, it's hard to find anything online. The one thing that I've found so far, and I remember Drew from Wear Testers had this on his story the other day, is this view of all the component parts laid out, and you can see this piece that says ZoomX on it. That's the ReactX. It's not clear from this diagram where the ZoomX is, but I can tell you how it feels. It is a maybe 15% of the foam in here feels like it's ZoomX. But with that, let's throw this guy on the scale here, coming in at 327 grams on the left side. Let's compare that to the Pegasus Premium. This is half a size bigger, size 11, 350 grams. So the Pegasus Premium with those air units is much heavier. Both of these also have really thick rubber outsoles. That's something that Nike is known for in general. You can see lots of rubber coverage on the front and the back. It's almost a plastic piece on the bottom protecting the air zoom unit in here too. And look at this guy, lots of rubber. And that's what the Vomero is designed to do. It's designed to be a durable shoe that can handle even some light trails, all-terrain purpose. It's not a trail shoe, but I mean, if you look at these nubs, it is very grippy and designed to do that. So it's funny to me that the Pegasus Premium is the one that's getting the lifestyle allegations when the Vomero actually has more elements in it that are lifestyle oriented. For example, thicker upper, thicker outsole. Now, the Pegasus Premium does have the heavier weight, but that is a function of the air zoom unit and the elements needed to make this functional with that full slab or full layer of air in there. So that was a quick overview. I'll pop down to the street in a bit, go through the ride of these, and tell you who each is best for. Man, it really is such a beautiful day. Back! Alright, Vomero 18, Pegasus Premium. I wanted to close it out talking about the ride differences of these, and also I almost want to title this video The Curious Case of ZoomX or something about Nike misleading consumers. Probably not going to do it, but the way the ZoomX shows up in these two shoes is so different. So Vomero 18, this ride's way more planted, way more normal. It is a lot firmer. The main ride characteristic here is coming from that ReactX foam. And if you were to just look at this shoe, this is the confusing thing. I mentioned this yesterday, I mentioned this earlier in this video. If you were to just look at the shoe and see the ZoomX slapped here, you would think this is gonna deliver a ride like the Invincible. I actually have the Nike Invincible here. Look at that. Very similar thing. This is going into the deals video that I'm putting up on Instagram. So make sure you're following the Supple Running Instagram for deals. But look at this. ZoomX tag slapped right on the middle of the midsole. The difference is this is 100% of ZoomX. It's a slightly different compound. I actually learned this might be not PIBA. It might be a TPEE. versus Piva. Regardless, this feels very similar to the ZoomX of a Vaporfly. Look at that, ZoomX stamped there. So that's the confusing thing. This is mostly ReactX. It feels like that, and I'm a big fan of dual foam, but the way that this carrier foam shows up here, it deadens the ride. And it's also versus the Vomero 17, which was clearly that top layer of ZoomX, and you could see it all the way through. You could see the seam with the top layer of ZoomX. That felt like more of a ZoomX shoe than this. So yes, they've bumped up the stack height, but they've also bumped up the training foam content, and they've switched it from Cushlon to ReactX, which is not my favorite. Somebody actually asked me what's a good Vomero 17 replacement. If you like that, I would go for the Nova Blast 5. It has an 8mm drop, 2mm lower than the Nike, but it has that high mileage feel. It's slightly soft, peppy like the Vomero, the 17. It's also lighter. So that's the Vomero 18, very stable, very smooth. I actually liked this, and I have 20 miles of running on it now in 2 days. Again, I don't always double back so quickly, but I want to do this comparison. I liked it. It was awesome for the stroller run this morning. It almost encourages me to run faster getting into zone 3. I was getting down to 720s and 710s. .720s and 710s with the stroller, which is a pretty good effort with that stroller up and down the hills, and I think the tire needs to be inflated. So this is a good shoe if you want something that is very stable and normal feeling. Now, Nike Pegasus Premium. The ZoomX on here goes all the way through. It's on the top layer. It gives you a softer, squishier feel. And you can see you have all these lines here. All these break-in lines on the shoe and crinkles and creases. That is the classic ZoomX character. And with this, you do get that nice soft squishing layer on top. You get the nice bounce and support from the middle foam here, or the middle AirPod. And the difference here is you get a way more fun ride. The Vomero 18 is almost a serious shoe. The Pegasus Premium is not a serious shoe. This is fun, it's peppy, it's bouncy. It has a way softer feel as well. And I almost feel like I'm floating along and suspended. And you can see here, the training foam content is way smaller. The ReactX is only the smaller layer here. So that's what you're getting in the Pegasus Premium. Yes, it's heavier, but the ride is a lot bouncier. It feels more like a high performing shoe. The Vomero 18 feels like more of a normal sneaker. So if you want stability, that's the Vomero 18. If you want fun, that's the Pegasus Premium. Pegasus Premium also has a better upper. If you're looking for bounce, that would be the Pegasus Premium. If you're looking for something that feels planted and in control and will let you do more of the job of running, that's the Vomero 18. If you want comfort for walking, I would also go Vomero 18 over the Pegasus Premium. The other thing is if you want to do it all sneaker for going to the gym, for everyday life, I would go Vomero 18. This feels like more of a normal shoe. I have a toddler birthday party to go to after this. It's every gosh dang weekend right now. I might pull up clean in the Vomero 18. If you're trying to pull up clean, Vomero 18. If you're trying to come freaky, Peg Premium. No, we can't say that. But yeah, if you're trying to come with something different, that's the Peg Premium. What's the invincible replacement? This is the other thing I wanted to get into with the way that ZoomX is showing up differently here. Neither of these are really the invincible replacement, and we have seen leaks. I will throw it up here. We've seen leaks, I haven't done this in a while, of the Nike Vomero Plus and the Nike Vomero Premium. The Vomero Plus seems like it's gonna be more of that Mag Max competitor. The Vomero 18 is not a Mag Max competitor, and the Pegasus Premium isn't really either. Neither of these shoes are quite hitting for exactly what I want in a high mileage training shoe that I'm gonna pop out and do a 20-mile long run in every weekend. I actually heard that Connor Mantz was doing a 22-mile long run in the Vomero here, and this would likely be my choice. It's just the ReactX, it really dies for me after about an hour into the run. It stops feeling so good in a way that the ZoomX does not. But in terms of the invincible replacement, outside of Nike's lineup, I would go for the Neo Zen, or I would hold off for that Vomero Plus that's coming, or the Vomero Premium. So Vomero Plus, I'll throw it up. That has more of a thick stack. It looks like it's either all ZoomX or, again, a dual foam. It's hard to tell because they stamp ZoomX right on the platform. It looks like it's even higher in stack than the Vomero Standard here. And then the Vomero Premium, we've seen more leaks of that go up as well. That has it's either a dual air unit in the front and the back or a full air unit that's enclosed in some sort of a foam, and that looks like it's gonna be the Super Blast competitor. If I had to guess, the Vomero Plus is going to be more of a comfort cushion cruiser, and then the Vomero Premium is going to be more of that shoe that you want to take out for long runs with marathon pace like the Super Blast. So if you think about the differences between how people use the Mag Max and the Super Blast, or if you think about the differences in how people use a standard max cushion shoe like the Nimbus versus a Super Max Stack shoe like the Prime X Strung, that's how I think about Vomero Plus versus Vomero Premium. So the Vomero Standard here, this is your Ghost Max. The Vomero Plus would be the Nimbus or the Mag Max, more of that comfort shoe, and then the Vomero Premium would be the Prime X Strung 2. That's how I'm thinking about it right now. So neither of these two shoes here are quite at the level for running as the Mag Max or any of my favorite Super Max Stack shoes, but this naming convention is so hard. But the Pegasus Premium here is a really fun shoe, and the Vomero is a really normal shoe. So that's the key thing. If you want a normal shoe, that's the Vomero Standard. If you want a fun shoe, that's the Pegasus Premium. I hope that was helpful. It doesn't need to be so confusing, but Nike makes it so confusing with the ZoomX stamped on the side. If you want a full ZoomX ride, don't forget, you can still get the Invincible 3. I actually have it out here because, again, this is one of the best deals, and I think Running Warehouse has this on sale for something like $130, and with our Supwell app discount code, it takes it down to $110. You could also probably find it cheaper at other places, maybe. But this is still the best option if you want that fun, soft, bouncy ZoomX ride. The Vomero Standard, that's way firmer, and the Pegasus Premium, that's something different entirely with the airbag. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Something different, comparison. Get your mileage in. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. One more thing. Post birthday party lunch. Classic Supwell Kitchen chickpea salad. Another banger. And then the Beyond Burger. And the key here, the piattelino, is the whole wheat sourdough homemade rolls. Charles has just been cranking. That's Max Cushion gang right there. Look at that. Bang. All right, last thing I wanted to show here. This is the Nike Zagama trail shoe. Probably the most comfortable trail shoe I've ever tested. It also uses ZoomX. It has a ZoomX core. However, it has a Cushlon instead of ReactX. And the Cushlon isn't dampening the ZoomX feel as much as the ReactX is in the new Vomero. So this feels similar to the Vomero 17. I call this a Vomero 17 for the trails. Super comfortable, and the new Vomero is also super comfortable, but this just has a softer underfoot feel, and you get more of that ZoomX shining through versus the Vomero. That ReactX is really dampening it. I think ReactX is the worst training foam on the market right now, and the Vomero 18 is not a bad shoe. The ZoomX is saving it and keeping it a solid pick, but man, Nike really just needs a new training foam that is not ReactX. Cushlon is great, but seems like Nike just doesn't want to use it across a bunch of shoes. They also have the Zoom structure. Let me see. This thing. Zoom structure, their stability shoe. This uses Cushlon. And it was great. The Cushlon in here is awesome. So Cushlon, thumbs up. Cushlon and ZoomX, thumbs up. Cushlon and ReactX, or ZoomX and ReactX, could use some work in the Vomero. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. I will see you tomorrow.